Hey man, I'm live right here in my office in plot 67, Cascrona Close, Estate Square of the Gadua Housing Estate. And it's me, Kevin Fineface. Now you saw the topic, and the question simply was that what memories are you leaving behind in the hearts of those who have met you? In the hearts of your family members, your friends, well wishers, or acquaintances, what memories are leaving behind? You live long on earth depending on the impacts, the level of impact, in the hearts of those who met you. So, what memories are you leaving behind? You know, it's very easy to just conclude about life to say, oh man, I'm doing my best possible. No, it is not always doing your best possible that counts, but do what is needful based on the capacity that you have and the resources readily available for you to accomplish the task that is ahead of you. We cannot always, I want to repeat myself, we cannot always excuse ourselves from responsibilities that demand for us to do what we have capacity for, just because it makes us feel good to excuse ourselves from doing such. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I wasn't really convinced about it. Oh, I'm not too sure. Whatever. No, no, no. Opportunities of generosity, benevolence often comes our way because of the evidence of our capacity to accomplish such kind of tasks. Are we taking note of that reality that what is demanded of us is not outside of what we have capacity for? What is demanded of us is not outside of what we have capacity for. Now, there's no denying the fact that sometimes some people will just want to challenge you to see which, in what we say, to tempt you to see how you're going to respond, or to make demand that will not necessarily amount to anything just because they just want to see or give you a bad name. There's no denying that fact. But hey, truth remains to be truth. It's always clear to know when something is not right, because right inside of us, deposited in our hearts, is that inherent gift God has given to us to be able to ascertain, determine, to differentiate what is not to what is. So, what memories are you leaving behind in the lives of those you will leave behind? Your whole life, your whole life, your whole life is a testimony dependent on the impact you leave behind. Your entire being is a testimony of the impact you leave behind. That's what you are. So I leave you with that thought. Start thinking about it. Start thinking about the lives that surround you currently. Start thinking about how to make a difference in the hearts of those that you need to make a difference in. Start thinking about it. Start thinking about how to be able to utilize your inherent gift, the capacity God has given to you. Start thinking about how to live you for humanity's good. Start thinking about it. You don't have to wait until you have all the money before you can do all that you need to do. You know that life is sort of on autopilot. You get to meet people not by coincidence, but because of a need that is either immediate or for the future. I always have this magazine that I like to share with people, and it goes thus: it is not always the reason that you thought is the reason that is the reason. There is a reason other than the reason, which might not necessarily be the reason. The reason is always God's. I'm doing this YouTube live streaming now because I needed to speak to people. I wanted to be able to give a content that can make a difference in the lives of people. That might not necessarily be the reason. There's always a reason other than the reason, which might not necessarily be the reason. The reason is always God's. We must always identify the place of God in everything that we do. Once you identify the place of God, then it means that you have actually handed over your entire being to the creator of heaven and earth. Because he made all things possible, he made all things beautiful. So, what excuse do we have? No excuse at all. So, did you get it now? And I think that with that, we can actually come to a close to these thoughts for today. Try to leave positive memories behind. Don't let people shut you out of their lives because of your conduct, your attitude, because of what you fail to do that you have capacity to do. Don't wait until things get worse, then you want to begin to look for ways to amend it when you already have the opportunity to do right so you can avoid the process of amendments. There's something going on currently in this part of the world that I live in, especially in the Calabari Kingdom. I see that also in other, tribes, which is that we tend to celebrate the dead than we do in helping the living. When somebody is dead, then we now begin to contribute money to celebrate that person's death. We start dancing, drinking, eating, marrying because of the dead. And I find it so appalling. I didn't understand it from the beginning. Now that I'm a mature man, I'm beginning to think introspectively, and I ask myself this question. I ask my family the same question. Why do we have to wait until someone is dead before we can begin to do celebrations? Why can't we celebrate the living? Why can't we find time to ask? Why can't we show empathy with the living? Why can't we be able to, ask to know how this person is surviving, how this person is meeting up with needs, how this person is meeting up with challenges, so we can add support. Why are we not doing that? Why must we wait until the person is dead? And most cases, what's so annoying is that in most cases, this person might have a need, and an approach some of these persons that are going to contribute money for his death celebration, and they never did anything. They never want to be part of it. But just when this person is dead, they now start showing unusual compassion to contribute towards the person's. Why can't we just bury the dead as soon as they die? Better know that this person's responsibility on earth is over, and we'll get over with it and let the living start living and start looking for ways to be sustainable with the living. Jesus Christ says something. He said, "Let the dead bury the dead." When one of the disciples said, "Look, I need to go. Oh, I need to go take care of my mother just died, my father just died." He said, "Let the dead bury the dead." What does that mean? It means that we should place less importance on the dead and more importance on the living. We cannot afford to live a life that makes us look like even animals are better than us. I saw a video of two dogs. One was overrun by a car on the express, and the other had to come back to stay around to mourn that dead. And it's that even the animals have compassion. We're always ready to do show. That's where we have our strength in to do shows. I know majority, some of you will start contributing money towards my burial. I don't need that. If you can't give me money when I'm alive, if you can't contribute to my success here on earth, if you can buy my God and make it easy for my children to easily bury me, we must stop it. I, Kevin Fineface, pledge to start a movement to stop such level of witchcraft in our society. Some will say it's tradition. What makes tradition to be tradition? Set of rules set up by limited, the limitation of some persons because of the opportunity they have as leaders. That's what makes it tradition? What makes it culture? There's no culture that came from heaven. People decide to live in a particular way based on their limited understanding of what they are faced with. Does not necessarily mean or connote that is a life standard that must be adhered to. We need to constantly improve on our cultural tradition that will get the right things right. So on that note, I want to close this streaming. What memories are you leaving behind? Ask yourself that question. Think about it and start working towards ensuring people who have come to know you get to know you for the good, and people who have come to experience you will experience it for the better. And for those that you leave behind, they'll be so happy that they met you, that your whole life made a whole lot of difference in their life, because that is where you have true living. Now, to live truly here on earth and to live forever is in your giving, because giving is living. For without giving, you're not living, you're dead. You're like a stagnant water. You will smell unproductive. Nothing lives in you. That's not the life you want to live. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you again. And thank you again. And stay blessed as I close this podcast, because I have needs to go and do another interview. Something wonderful is coming. Director Cozy, I call this, is working on something. And guess what? That guy is one wonderful guy. I was just telling a friend of mine that Nosai is one guy, is an overly reliable guy. He had good upbringing, and it shows that his parents spent time to do the needful to make him who he is today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending the time watching this video. I look forward to seeing you soon. You're going to be getting more content coming out soon. We're going to be really awesome. Please share this video. Let somebody get to see the importance of living, so that they can give to live the law in the hearts of people they're going to leave behind. Wouldn't that be nice? It's me, Kevin Fineface. Feel free to drop your comments. If you think you want to call me up, feel free also to call me up on +234-803-451-8124. That's also my WhatsApp number. But please, let it be on very important issues only. No flashing, no jokes, no unnecessary groups. Merci beaucoup. Yeah.